Hey guys, this is Stu. Just thought I'd do a quick video as I'm off to Telford tomorrow, along with many of you modelers, I expect, who are looking for it. It's their biggest annual show of the year, and it's that big, it's international, because we get people from all over the world flying in especially to attend the show. Unfortunately, two people aren't going to be able to make it this year that I know of. That's Guido Hop and obviously Lee from ISM. So Guido, don't worry bud, I know why you can't get there. It's a shame because it would have been nice to have met you. But I've heard you're planning to come next year, so I will be there again and possibly catch up with you then. Also to Lee, unfortunately what's happening this weekend is that he's actually moving house. And the flights only go once a week from there, so it would mean he'd have to fly in on Monday and spend the entire week here. And basically he can't, because obviously he needs to be there with his wife, etc., to help move the house. So it's a shame he can't go, but you know, these things happen, bud. So what I will do is meet up with you next year. So Anthony, Tim and Seb, who's specially flown over as well, will be helping Paul Bretland on the ISM stand this year, as well as Wesley, who's actually won my kit for being a 200th subscriber. So talking of that, I've actually got everything organised. As you can see here, move the camera around. Just down by the bed here is Wed's kit, so that's all ready for you, bud. I'll drop that over to you tomorrow. And I've got my rucksack with everything packed in there, the itinerary of the show, my packed lunch, everything, even a bit of reading material, because it's going to take me about 3.5 hours to travel down. And I'm taking my umbrella with me because the weather tomorrow is looking absolutely atrocious. So much so, I've ordered a cab for 5:30 in the morning to pick me up and run me to the station. And then what I'll be doing from there, I'll just plug the phone back in, if you'll bear with me, because I'm got it on charge at the moment. If you go in there, come on, this is getting fiddly. There we go. And then what I'll be doing is basically catching the 6:13 train from Ascot over to Reading, change at Reading to Birmingham New Street, and then from Birmingham New Street straight through to Telford. So I've been estimating I'll get there for around about just after 10 to 10, which is good news because the show officially opens at 10. I would have actually possibly got in a bit earlier, but unfortunately, me being a plum, I forgot to renew my IPMS membership, because that entitles you to get into the show for free. So it's just case life got in the way, etc., and I never got around to getting it done. But rest assured, I will renew it once I've come back from the show. And if you've noticed, I'm wearing this hoodie today because not only the fact that it's Telford this weekend, it's also Remembrance Sunday coming up. And we should not forget those who sacrificed their lives so that we could live the freedoms and liberties that we so take for granted today, because we owe them a great debt. In fact, 3 or 4 of my relatives who are no longer with us actually fought in the armed forces. Both my grandfathers fought in the First World War. My father's father fought in the trenches, and he was involved at the Battle of Ypres, Passchendaele, and also the Somme, which we're looking at the 100th anniversary of next year. And my other grandfather on my mother's side, he actually started out enlisting with the Marines and then went over to the King's Hussars, and it was reported he actually rode down the Rhine at the end of the war. So there you go. And not only that, when we were going through and clearing all his stuff out, we came across a medal where he'd been a crack shot. So he never told us about that. That's just how humble a man he was. Also, my late Uncle Eric, he was in the Navy. He fought in the Second World War. He was sunk twice, and also was involved at the landings in Anzio, and also D-Day, because he was running the landing craft there. In fact, I think he was driving one of them. And also my late Uncle Peter, who recently passed away, I think around about 3-4 years ago. Was it 5 or 6 years ago? He did his national service out in the Middle East as well. So if it hadn't been for guys like them and also their colleagues who never came back, I wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation with you today. So we owe them a great debt. Anyway, on that note, I want to change the subject because earlier this afternoon I did actually see the new Bond film Spectre. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I can't recommend it enough, guys. Yes, admittedly it's quite a long film, running at 150 minutes, but my god, it is just so full of action and the plot is just fantastic. And as Daniel Craig was one of the executive producers, that's why it turned out so well. Rumour has it that this might be his last Bond film. I hope that's not the case, because I think he is one of the best Bonds that we've had in a long time. And he plays the character more to the original character in the books. And I think really they've taken the Bond films back to their roots. So the only thing I would say about the plot is that it does actually tie up with the 3 previous films. That's all I'm going to say, because I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen the film. But please go and see it. It is really, really good. Also, as I mentioned before, I'm looking forward to meeting you guys down there at the ISM stand, Paul, Lee, Tim and Seb. And apparently Mike Cohen is possibly planning on coming over next year, hopefully. So that would be good if you do come over, bud. It'd be nice to see you in person. And to be honest with you, Mike, it's one fantastic show. You're going to be like a kiddie in a candy store, I guarantee it. It's fantastic. It's well worth the trip, I assure you. Anyway, if anybody else is there who is involved in the YouTube modelling community, or anybody who recognises me, just say hello. I'm not going to jump down your throat or anything like that. It'd be nice to see you. I know I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you guys out there have a fantastic weekend as well. Anyway, that's enough of me waffling on for nearly, what, 7.5 minutes now. So all that remains to be said is have a fantastic weekend, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and I'll speak to you soon. And before I go, what I will do is take some photos. I might possibly do an odd video or two, I don't know. Depends on how much juice I got left on this phone, because last time I went I just got so snap happy the phone juice just went within half an hour. So I'll see what I can do, but I won't be posting them up until possibly the latter part of Sunday, because by the time I get home, which is probably not going to be until 10:30 tomorrow night, I'm just going to be exhausted, guys. Okay, so please bear with me. Anyway, as I said, I was now getting on for about 8 minutes, so have a fantastic weekend out there, guys, if you're going. I know I will. And as I usually say at the end of my videos, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.